take it to the market, and see where the current interest rates are at. So I'm looking on Bankrate right now. On Tuesday, November 15th, the current average interest rate is benchmark 30-year fixed, 7.32%. So the average 30-year fixed mortgage right now is 7.32%. That is crazy. That is a lot. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I'm a real estate agent. I still think it's a great time to buy, but I do look at that price and I'm like, or that number, I'm just like, whoa, like that's insane. So one thing I will say, just reading this, I want to let people know who are watching or listening to this podcast that if you are in a situation where, let's say you have your first couple of years of success already as a real estate agent, an entrepreneur, you're in your 20s, your 30s, your 40s, and you're in a situation where you're about to buy a house, everybody's telling you don't do it, the rates are crazy, you want to wait for the rates to drop. Let me tell you something, don't wait, please don't. You think find the right realtor who can help you negotiate the best deal in this type of market. Just because the rate is high, that doesn't mean you still can't buy a home and make it affordable for you and your family. In case you don't know this, if you get the right agent to negotiate a deal for you, you can have an agent, your buyer agent, represent you on a house where the seller of that same house is offering you money back, not towards your down payment, but to lower your interest rate. The common thing that you can do as a buyer, because I'm a buyer's agent, I love working with buyers. One common thing you can do to help yourself with paying out-of-pocket costs for a down payment is asking the seller for a closing cost credit, meaning the money that they receive from profit from the sale. Some of that money, X amount of dollars, will go back to you as a buyer before the end of escrow. So the credit that the seller's giving you goes towards your down payment costs or your closing costs, which are your prepaid taxes for the property taxes, making sure that they can collect that money up front. But what if you don't have that money to pay when you want to buy a house, or you're struggling a little bit to pay for that? You don't have that money, but the seller does for you. And a lot of times buyers forget, or they don't know, in a situation right here, rates are high, but you have an ability to buy right now, and you may not in a couple of months. You think you still have to wait because these rates are high. No, ask the seller, or have your agent ask the seller and the seller agent to give you money back, to not lower your closing costs, but to possibly lower your interest rate. If you're in the process of buying right now and you have an agent, I'm sure you have your pre-approval, talk to your lender and say, hey, Mr. or Mrs. Lender, is there a way that I could reduce my current interest rate? Let's say your interest rate right now is 6.5%. Talk to your lender and be like, hey, I don't like this rate. So what can I do to lower the rate from the 6.5 to something lower? That's where your lender will most likely tell you that you have an option with your loan, depending on the loan you have, to ask up to 3% in concessions from the seller to give you back to go towards lowering your interest rate or to pay down your closing costs. And again, concessions means, the credit that the seller's providing. So if you can get that, let's say $5,000, $6,000, $8,000, $9,000 in credit from the seller, imagine what that $8,000 to $10,000 can go towards. It goes towards lowering your rate. It's probably going to cost you at least $7,000 to $8,000 to lower your interest rate to a whole point. But you would be surprised, just that alone can save you hundreds of dollars on your monthly mortgage payment. And again, that's why it's like, why would you just walk away from the market because the rates look high? No. There's always a good opportunity to buy, especially when the buyers are all kind of being nervous. You as a buyer now have an opportunity to go in on a house that you like a lot, and let's say you can negotiate a lower price. You can ask for closing cost credits back to lower your rate, pay for some of your down payment costs. You can get like a 3-in-1 deal in this type of market with the interest rates going crazy. As long as you have the right agent and the right lender to inform you how to get money back from the seller to reduce your costs monthly, it's always a good time to buy. Come on, girl, I'm not telling you just to sell you. I don't even know you,